So today we're going to take a very practical approach on using Facebook. And it's just going to be about 10 minutes. So if you can hang on for that long, that's great. So what I'm going to show you how to do is the basics of Facebook, which is following our page, liking our posts, and producing engagement, and why you can do it. If you're familiar with Facebook, you can probably tune me out for about 7 minutes, but I do have a challenge at the end of this presentation that regardless of what your Facebook level is, that everybody can participate in. And we'll cover Facebook today, and we'll be covering how to use our other social media channels, Twitter and Instagram, in subsequent meetings. So I'm going to take the screen for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, Before you start, I think it's really important for people to understand why we're taking the time to do this. And why is it important for people to pay attention to this, and what will that do for our organization?
Okay. Yes. All right. So I have a little. Why does what I'm going to show you matter? So every time you engage with our Facebook page, your action shows up in your networks, so your friends' timeline. So it's essentially like free marketing for our organization. And every time somebody comes across our name, it's a at the basic level, you're building brand recognition. So you're getting more people in the area to know that there is a healthcare advocacy group in their area, and you're, helping us get with that visibility. It can help us get new members. It can help influence people when they are voting, and it can help boost our event attendance, our rally attendance. So just when we get everybody involved in our organization, sharing, liking, commenting on posts, that amplifies our message. And so that's sort of the basics. And it takes 5 minutes. It's super easy to do on a regular basis. So it's one of the free ways, instead of spending money on advertising on Facebook. This way we can reach more people for free with just 5 minutes of each member's time. And it kind of connects to what Chuck was saying today about how people don't listen to strangers, they listen to their peers. So by you interacting with our posts, with our page, you are influencing your peers on a much greater scale than we could influence if we were coming at them from an advertisement from Mid-Valley Healthcare Advocacy. Do you have anything to add to that, Jennifer?
Mm-hmm. You covered it. That's exactly what I wanted people to know, is that by doing what she's going to teach us, we are promoting ourselves, like she said, peer to peer. It's free advertising, it's free promotion. So if I want people to think of this as a big deal. It's not a little deal. It's a big deal, and it takes very little of our time. So let's pay attention. I'm not a big Facebook user, but I think if we all just started doing this, then we will really expand our influence, which is what I think we want to do. So go ahead.
All right, thanks. Okay, so first I'm going to just show you how to find the page on Facebook. So you can do this from your phone, or you can do this from your desktop. I'm going to show you desktop today. So, or tablet, obviously. All right, so I'm in Facebook. Oops, I'm actually already, okay, so here, I'm at my profile. I'm going to go to the search button and just you can type in the full name, or you can type in the initials and it'll pop up. So this is a page. And this is our page. And what many of you have already done, so I'm an admin on this page, so I'm just going to switch to my user. What many of you have already done is you probably liked the page. So that's step number one. If you haven't liked the page yet, log on to Facebook create a Facebook if you don't have one and just like our page. And that is going to bump up the number of people who follow. And when we post, so these are individual posts. When we post on our feed, this goes into your feed and all 755 people. Oh, actually, sorry, it's the followers who get fed the information. So all 768 people who follow the page are going to see our posts in the feed. So you've liked it. Now you need to make sure you're following. So I'm going to bump Mid-Valley up a little bit. So default, I'll see them in my usual order. This means Facebook has a list of content that they are going to feed you every time you log into Facebook. And it will refresh every time because it's based on time. It's based on how many people are engaging with that content. It's based on your click history. So are you more likely to interact with a recipe post or a political post? So you can always bump it up to your favorites, which I'll do right now. So I am liking and following. The next step is sharing the whole page. So I'm going to click this 3 dots. And by the way, at the end of this, we are going to send you a written tutorial. So if you have any questions or forget how to do stuff, you'll have a written tutorial, you'll have a video tutorial, and you can ask me questions. So yeah, so go ahead and share. So we're going to share the page. And this is going to post to my timeline. So I'm going to say this is a great organization in area advocating for single payer universal health care. And so you can just type something, make it thoughtful, be as authentic as possible. You don't want to spam people. The next best thing you can do is tag a friend who is interested in this. So I'm going to just do an example. I'm going to tag my husband. So Adam, and the way that you tag is, you type the @ symbol and then you just start typing their Facebook name, and you need to be friends with them on Facebook and they will pop up. So I'm going to choose my husband. And what that does is when you tag somebody, it shows up in their notifications and they're more likely to see this post. So there's a chance that if you're good friends and you share this on your timeline, maybe it will show up in your friends feed. But if you tag them, it will for sure show up in their feed or as a notification. So that just means more eyes, more people seeing our contact, and hopefully you'll be smart about who, whoops, I just lost that. Sorry, so great. Tag him again. And so I'm going to just post this right now. And we'll go look at my timeline to see what that looks like. So this is step 1 of the challenge that I'm going to ask you to do. Everybody to share it to their wall. So I'm going to open up my own page, and there it is. So it pops up in my timeline. I've tagged the person who I think is going to be interested in this, and there it is. So hopefully they will engage with me on that. So that is step 1, making sure people know about our page. You don't have to do that very often. Step 2 is going to be, let me go back here. All right, so we did it, liking, sharing, tag a friend. Great. So now we're going to engage with the post. So on the page, there are multiple posts. So first we're going to like a post. And I'm gonna, what time? Oh, I got it. Okay. So I decided that this article share is something that I think is interesting. So I'm gonna like it. but instead of just liking it, which actually the Facebook algorithms prefer the emotion. So if you can express love, care, haha, wow, an emotion, that is better for the post's amplification. So I'm going to say, I love that. So there we go. I've just liked the post. I'm going to comment on it. This article is amazing. And again, I'm using my husband as a dummy on this one. So he's going to get a lot of notifications from me. So this article is amazing. Adam Humble, you love this. So again, I'm tagging somebody to amplify it. Because even if I just comment on it, that's good enough if you don't know anyone who's interested. But if you can tag somebody outside of Mid-Valley Healthcare Advocates, that spreads the word faster. So that's a comment. And then I'm going to share it. And I think I'm running out of time, so I'm not going to go into too much detail about this. But okay, so this mentions COVID-19. Facebook's cracking down on posts about COVID-19, so just continue. So here are my options. And these options will be broken down more precisely in the document that you will all be emailed after this meeting. So share now, that means it goes directly to your wall. So it'll show up, I'll just click that now. So then it should show up on, if I refresh. So yeah, so it just shows up. And because I've shared this, your network's also going to be seeing this. So that's great. But what is actually better is if you share this and you can send it to somebody in Messenger. So that's directly sending it. Share it to a group that you might be part of on Facebook. You can share it to a page if you own it. That's probably less going to happen less often. Or if you know a friend who needs to read this article, you can share it on their timeline. So I'm going to show you how to share to Newsfeed because that's probably going to be the most common. So, wow, I didn't realize. I think I had a quote picked out. There we go. Realize that. Good. So it's best if you can, actually say something about what you read and try and entice others to read and engage with the material as well. So good article. And I'm going to tag a friend. I'm going to tag my husband as a demonstration. You should tag more than one person. So Adam Humble, you need maybe some cap locks. Okay. So then I'm going to include original post. Make sure when you're sharing, sometimes Facebook will set it to just specific people or only me. Make sure it's public so everybody can see that you're sharing this. It spreads the message further. So I'm going to post that. And then we should see when we go to my timeline, it'll show up again. So my whole network right now in Facebook is seeing that I'm sharing this page, I'm liking these posts, and it amplifies the message. So that's really good for us. So I'm gonna leave that tutorial there and go to the challenge of what I hope that we all can do on a one-time basis and a weekly basis if you have time. So if you haven't already, please like our Facebook page. And most importantly, share that Facebook page on your timeline and tag a friend who you think might want to engage with the topic. So that's gonna, if everyone does that, we have 70 regular members. Our page could earn an additional 70 followers, and that means more people see our posts and get our messages. And on our social media, we post for rally attendance, movie showing attendance, meeting attendance. So by getting more followers, more people are getting those invitations. So that is, I challenge you to do that immediately, right now while you're watching this, after the meeting. And then my second challenge is for you to log into Facebook at least one time per week and go to our Mid-Valley page, scroll through our posts. So if there's a post that you like it, or I should say, show more emotion, comment on it, and share it. And whenever you share stuff, if you can, if it doesn't feel awkward, tag a relevant person, because that's going to spread the message further. So after this meeting, we will be sending you a reminder email with more, what I just showed you broken down into written steps if you need more help. And my one last reminder is be authentic when you're doing this. Don't spam your friends. Don't tag every single person you know, unless you think that those people would appreciate it, because we are, you are engaging with like the Mid-Valley Healthcare Advocates brand. So keep it authentic, keep it, kosher. All right, so that is it for me.